We're now going to look at how the design data form allows us to apply something called design variations. And design variations will allow us to override the cross-section design that is being applied, in this case to Devon Boulevard. What we're going to do is we're going to widen Devon Boulevard by getting it to use this Civil 3D alignment, meaning that the right-hand side of the design will be widened out to it. Now there's a few things we can do to help us with this. First of all, it's recommended that you open up a cross-section window at the area where you're making the change. So we're going to go ahead and do that around about station 900 here. So we're going to right click on DeLorme Street, view cross-section window, and then find ourselves opening up a cross-section window around station 900. Now you can use the scroll method over here if you want to, or machine gun your way through the little blue arrows if you want to as well, but we're going to go up to 900 here. One aspect of the cross-section window which is very useful is to be able to display other surfaces and other Civil 3D alignments within this view. So we're going to go to the Display tab, click on the little Show Other Objects button, and in here click on the Add button. In here all you do is complete these two columns. You can leave the rest as they are. We're going to say that we'd like to show a Civil 3D alignment, and the name of that alignment is DeLorme Bus Bay. We click OK. And as we do that, the horizontal position of that Civil 3D alignment is then displayed within this particular view. This can be really helpful because we know that the RETW code will have to match onto that particular blue line in the display, meaning that we know that it's worked as it should. If we want to, we can go back to the Home tab and actually access the design data form directly through this button found on the cross-section window. We'll do that now. We will then go to Variations, and then we're going to click on Add. In here there is a selection of variations that you can apply. The one that we'll be focusing on is Set Code Offset to Alignment. There are others that are available, but this is the main one we'll be focusing on for this particular video. When we click OK, we're then prompted to choose a code that we would like to change. So I would like to change the RETW code. So if you're not displaying the codes in the cross-section window at the moment, it can be helpful to do that simply using the display item control that we looked at previously to show the code. So I'd like to change the RETW code. The station range in which I would like to change this is actually all the way along the string. So wherever it sees this Civil 3D alignment, I want it to change it. If I don't know the exact station range, I don't need to. I can just put in 0 to 1000. If the alignment doesn't exist, then there is nothing for it to match it to. The widen method offers a couple of controls. We have change offset and elevation, which says maintain my 2% and push that through until it hits the alignment, or change offset and keep elevation. That one will maintain the current elevation and push that across, but obviously change the slope. We would like to change the offset and the elevation. We're then going to choose the alignment, which is DeLorme Bus Bay, and click on Add Update. You'll always be prompted for this little button down here. This is the button which says go and update my surface model, because you can see the contours haven't updated yet. This button you can click on to update your surface model, and by doing so the software will automatically go ahead and make that change for you. If we close this down, that update has now happened. Now there's another method to access the variations and any design changes that you make in cross-section, which is actually directly through the cross-section window. If you right click in the cross-section window, you can basically do what we did just then, which was to add a variation, modify section, match code to alignment. Now if we click on this now, the software is going to expect us to create a new entry. If we want to edit the entry we just made, we can go Open Section Design Data. In here we can go in and see every change that is being made at station 900. Match code to alignment, which is the one we just chose, is available for us to edit. So if we decide that we wanted to keep the level, we could change that to keep level. We'll have a look at what happens in the cross-section window. Click Apply, and we maintained that level and pushed it across. We actually want to change the offset and the level. Click Apply. So the software is able to go ahead and make changes within this particular form, meaning that we don't have to keep going into the design data form if we don't want to. We can simply right click and make the changes that we want. Let's close this down. We're going to show you how you can make widenings that impact potentially other strings, and in this example we have a widening using a Civil 3D alignment, DeLorme turning lane. We're actually going to widen the road, but in turn the consequence is that this curb return will have to be moved, and fortunately the software will make this kind of change for you. So we're going to head over to DeLorme Street, and this time we're going to go cross-section viewer. So rather than access this through the design data form, which we could do, we're going to be making this edit through the cross-section viewer. So it is important that your cross-section displays this particular location. So at the moment we're at station 0, we need to be around station 1200. So what we'll do is scroll down this list, get to station 1200. We'll then also show this Civil 3D alignment in the view. So we're going to go to the Display tab, Show Other Objects, add an entry, and pick the alignment, which is DeLorme turning lane, and click OK. So we know our RETW code has to be matched. So in this example, we're going to right-click over the RETW code. The reason why we right-click over the code is because that's the code which is automatically applied within this variation. So you can see here, as I move my mouse around, it tells me the closest code to where my mouse is. So I'm going to right-click, add variation, modify section, match to alignment. If we happen to pick the wrong code, we can simply go and repick it. Okay, so if you happen to have right-clicked near the wrong one. All we need to do with this particular method is, because most things are automatically completed, is actually go ahead and pick the alignment. So in this case we're going to go DeLorme turning lane, click apply, and this method will actually go ahead and make changes to the design as we would normally expect. However, there is one significant change. The curb return hasn't moved. Now if we want this curb return to be updated, we have to go to the Corridor Easy ribbon tab, and in there we now need to go to Edit String, and in there we need to go Rebuild Road Network. Now by rebuilding the road network, we actually get a prompt here to say that a number of different things have happened, but all that that's doing is it's telling all of the strings to reconnect as they should. So you can run that command at any point, but what you'll notice that by that happening is that the curb return has now been adjusted to suit the widening, and our widening of the road is now happening along the exit or entry, depending on which way you're looking at it, of this particular intersection.